Hi guys, this is ggurface and I'll be talking about a game between mouzHasu and LiquidHayprO. mouzHasu is spawning as the red Protoss at the 3 o'clock position, and LiquidHayprO is spawning as the blue Zerg at the 9 o'clock position. The map is Metalopolis. It's a 4-player map, but there are only 2 players playing it right now. This is game number 4 in the GO4SC2 Cup Finals, number 38. If you haven't seen the game 1, 2, 3, you should definitely check it out because this story is developing and the players are affected by past performances. We will see some compensation for how both these players play and some overcompensation, so you should definitely check those games out. They're pretty neat games to watch, and currently they're talking about a spectator that is lagging the game, but what one of them doesn't know is that spectator is no longer in the game, so don't mind the chitter chatter. In a balls to the walls day, I lost connection to the interwebs and I can't really do too much. Can't watch TV, can't do stuffs. But I am gonna talk about these games offline and hopefully I can get them online at a later time. And because there was a pretty strong thunderstorm, it has got me thinking, life is pretty short, man. A tree about 2 to 3 stories fell, and it fell on top of a car, and I think someone was in it. I'm not sure how severely injured they are, but it did take about 3 or 4 car lanes, and there is a lot of traffic right outside my apartment. So yeah, something to think about. And it's also near a mailbox that I frequently go to send out mail, so it's got me thinking it could have been me at some time. And of course I moved my car away from any trees, and the street that I live on, all of the cars have moved to the other side. No one's actually parking on the trees, the side of the trees. It's a very, very sad day. In any event, we do have the assimilator as well as the hatchery going up for LiquidHayprO, and this probe is gonna poke at it and poke at it and poke at it some more. Hasu is gonna put down an additional building. A cyber core is going down, and LiquidHayprO is going to be scouting with his drone as well as the Overlord. The first Overlord didn't really catch a glimpse of anything as he's not spawned over here, and Hasu is going to harass this hatchery a bit, not doing too much as 2 Zerglings are coming out, and I think he sensed it somehow and does make a run for it. Very, very smart play. It was about 50% done when he decided to start fleeing, so maybe that is a good way to look at it. When the hatchery is about 50% done, you should run for it because Zerglings are on the way. And the probe leading the Zerglings to the wrong direction, but that one drone has already found it, and some rage over lag. And that one drone wants to scout, but he doesn't really want to go and scout because he might lose the drone to one probe if he lags a little bit. And this one probe is going to run back inside the base, and this one queen is going to take care of it. And there's not actually too much tech, but he probably wants to know if the Zerg player LiquidHayprO has taken a second gas, whereas Hasu has taken a second gas, and I think this drone will be able to show him very, very shortly. Or maybe not shortly. A second queen is going to come out for the second hatchery directly outside the first base in his natural expansion. A second gateway has gone up. Not too many tech buildings just yet, and this drone does run out at the pivotal time, does see that he's chrono boosting the warp gates, and we'll see one gateway, and he's probably going to see the second gas. Yes, he does see the second gas as well, and the sentry is probably going to catch the drone. No. Going the opposite way. Very, very good play by LiquidHayprO, trying to keep his drone alive, and the sentry now is gonna kill off that drone while LiquidHayprO is typing. Metabolic boost is currently being researched by LiquidHayprO, whereas Hasu is content to sit on his one base at the moment. Zerglings running across the map just to check to see for any hidden expansions, I suppose. Queens injecting into their hatcheries. And at this point, have you guys seen the pre-release 1.1 patch forum? Some on multiple forums actually, but do you guys believe that is the real patch? There are some pretty, I think, fair balances in it, and we will see how that would affect. The first patch would affect this game. I think the first patch is not going to be like the patches in beta because this is retail. The effects will be a little bit more severe, so I think Blizzard is pretty careful, taking a lot of precautions before releasing any patch. Whereas beta, you pretty much get a patch every single week and see how the players respond to it. And we do see an additional gateway as well as hallucination going up again. Ooh, a hallucination. And the Zerg player has taken down his second gas. 2 gas versus 2 gas at the moment. And the Protoss player is working on his base. This is a very good block off. These number of buildings with the gateway, forge, pylon, and cannon will be able to block a lot of units. These sentries will be able to force field here or here and maybe here to prevent anyone from circling about. So this is a very good way to get an expansion against the Zerg, even though there are a lot of Zerglings in play. Very, very good SimCity-like. And we do see an expansion going up for LiquidHayprO at the 12 o'clock position, and some Zerglings are going to try to harass. We do see a pylon going down the back. Now this is pretty much the only way in and out. Force fields go off, a couple of Zerglings do go down, but Hazu has not yet spotted this expansion that is going to be going up shortly. An Overlord flying in to see what kind of tech he has, and just at about the same time a Twilight Council does go down, and these units are thinking of getting rid of those Zerglings perhaps, and a cannon goes behind the gas as well as the pylon. Very, very good placement there, making it difficult for anything to go in and out that is not inside the base. And this Overlord, I don't think the Overlord has spotted the Twilight. There's a Twilight Council over here, not inside the vision of LiquidHayprO, so he did miss it. But at the same time, Hazu has not yet scouted this position at the 12 o'clock for LiquidHayprO, so we do see +1 weapons upgrade for the ground units for Hazu at the moment, and LiquidHayprO is going to get down some spine crawlers to prevent any early harassment. These Overlords are spewing creep and they're moving, and 2 additional gas. Ooh, we see 6 gas versus 3 gas at the moment. This would be an interesting turn of events, as there's going to be a lot of tech units for the Zerg player, I suspect, because he has gotten 6 gas, and he's not even going to mine minerals. He's going to put them straight onto gas as he wants to increase his gas intensive build perhaps, or a tech. And there is 1 Zergling there that hallucinated. Phoenix will be able to catch a glimpse of some of the units, but let's see if he scouts in this position. He still doesn't know about it just quite yet. 2 additional pylons going up, as well as Stalker Blink. Stalker Blink has served him well in game number 3. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's one of the best games I've ever seen between Zerg versus Protoss. And now he has spotted the 12 o'clock expansion, so he knows that his opponent is at least on 4 gas, if not more. No, he actually sees all 6 gases, my bad. And this Phoenix is scouting around for more additional bases. I guess that hallucination did pay off, because it does allow him to have some sort of control. And the hallucinated Phoenix does go down at the moment. Stalker's in the middle, taking the middle ground. We do see Mutalisk coming up for LiquidHayprO, as I guess that was his main plan with that extra gas that he's getting. But at the same time, these Mutalisk and Zerglings are rushing to defend these Stalkers, almost knowing before the Stalkers actually attack, and he's going to try to take down this hatchery. But there's a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Mules, and these Stalkers are trying to run it out of there, and he does make it in time, and this 1 hallucinated Phoenix does give sight of it. Additional cannons being produced by Hazu, and he's going to put them down near his mineral line. Very, very good idea, as the Mutalisks are difficult to deal with, even for Blink Stalkers, especially on this map, because it's kind of tight on a lot of areas, and he does block off a good chunk of the areas that are exposed. We do see the upgrade level 1 for the Flying Mutalisk, as well as Storm being researched from the Templar's archives that is located somewhere on the map right there. And we do see the Stalkers are kind of stationary, not really taking the Zonaga Watchtower, and we do see Flyer Carapace going up the armor for the Mutalisks. And we might see an engagement here with some Zerglings and Mutalisks and Stalkers, and the Stalkers blink back out of engagement. Does take a couple of shots at the Zerglings though. The Storm is gonna be chrono boosted, I think. Yes, it is currently being chrono boosted, and additional Mutalisks are coming with these Zerglings to try to support the 3rd base. I think Hazu is thinking, yes, Hazu is thinking about taking his 3rd base, and ooh, that Zergling almost prevented him from doing so, and now these Stalkers are running away. They are 1-0 versus 1-0 upgrade, and this little Archon is being pushed around by the Stalkers, and the Stalkers on the focus fire does take out 1 Mutalisk. I think there was not a quite even trade there. This does get cancelled. The Nexus does get cancelled, and the Storm is about to finish. The Amulet is currently being researched. There's a lot of spine crawlers going up at the 12 o'clock position, and he's also taking the upper left-hand corner. A base is going up everywhere, preventing Hazu from expanding. Very, very good play by LiquidHayprO. Hazu is moving out with his stalkers. He's going to take out a couple of units. Probably wants to take down this expansion closer to his side of the base. A lot of Mutalisks. We see that is a good number of Mutalisks. About 30 Mutalisks in play. Wow, that is a lot of Mutalisks versus only about 14 Stalkers. So the Mutalisks way outnumber the Stalkers, and I think they have 1-1 upgrade. No, it's almost complete. He was researching it. And we do see Stalkers shooting these Zerglings, and the probe is going to go down, the pylon's going to go down, everything's going to go down, and we see massive number of Mutalisks rushing into the base of Hazu. There's a lot of cannons, and there's one Archon, but he doesn't really want to engage this one Archon because Archon does have splash damage, so he's going to take down the back pylon with just 2 volleys of shots, and he's going to take down this one cannon. Does go down, and he's not actually going to engage as there is an Archon there that does splash damage with these Templars. He's going to storm. No, he's not going to storm. Ooh, very, very close call there. And some harassment's going on the side. Stalker is going to go and deal out with those Zerglings. Action all over the map right now. We do see additional upgrades. Attack number 2 for these Mutalisks are coming up. These Mutalisks are great in number, and additional Mutalisks are being produced at the moment. He's keeping the Protoss player in base, preventing him from expansion with his mobility, and we do see one storm going off, 2 storms. Not too great a damage effect. I think he did miss a good chunk of those Mutalisks. Those Mutalisks weren't all bunched up. They were at least in 2 control groups, I believe. Well, actually, they're all in 1 control group, but they just weren't packed enough. And we do see now Hazu is going to expand, but he's leaving his base pretty much undefended. There's a couple of cannons here and there. There is an Archon with a handful of Stalkers, and these Mutalisks are going to run down to the expansion with some Zerglings, maybe take out this. Oh, wow, that's a good chunk of Stalkers. These Stalkers are only 1-0, whereas the Mutalisks are 1-1, and the ground army is also 0-0. And running him into the cannons wants to get the cannons to take a couple shots at Mutalisks, but their Mutalisks are too great in number. He's going to take down those cannons, no problem. He's going to be able to take down focus fire to the Nexus. The Nexus does cancelled at the moment. Stalkers are firing on the Mutalisks. Mutalisks are firing on the Stalkers, and the storm goes off almost on the Mutalisks. Almost. But the Mutalisks are really, really fast, and that is what's changing the tide of this battle, allowing him to have 4 bases to the Protoss's 2 base. He's trying to get his 3rd base up, and he's going to come into the base again. This Archon's going to shoot at the Mutalisks, and the Archon's going to go down. And wow, that's a great number of Mutalisks. 1 storm goes off, but the Mutalisks have no problem maneuvering outside of it, and he's killing off a good number of the probes, and he's going to work on the pylons, I believe. He's working on the pylons and the cannons at the same time, and there's just havoc everywhere. His Stalkers can't really blink back fast enough. There's a 1 storm goes off, does catch 2 Mutalisks that time, and the Stalkers are going to come in and try to clean up this mess, and ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage done by those Mutalisks, as we can see there. And these Mutalisks are going to retreat and heal up. A lot of them are in the red. I'm not sure if putting up the Nexus is a good idea, because I think there is less than 400 minerals here. There is, I think, about 400 minerals, so you'll get back what you lost. Oh man. It's always a good idea to check the mineral patches before you decide to put up a Nexus, especially inside your main base, because you might not need it, but you do need a hatchery for your main base, because your buildings will bleed. Your bleedings will build. Anyway, the Mutalisks are going to run around with some Zergling support on the lower half of the map. The Stalkers are going to go to the base, maybe as a counterattack, or giving up entirely on his own defense, except for cannons. And the Mutalisks are going to come in with the Zerglings, and he's probably going to focus fire on the pylons, maybe. And the Nexus does get cancelled once again. Cannons working a little bit on the Mutalisks, and now the Stalkers are going to go charge in. Trade base for base, but it's not really that important, because that base, ooh, that is a lot of spine crawlers. These Mutalisks will be able to take down these pylons, no problem, and there's a lot of Zerglings as well as spine crawlers. He's going to move in with, I think, most of his forces. He's going to try to take it over here. He does blink back, and a storm goes off on some of the Zerglings, not too great. And the Mutalisks are coming back there in the middle of the map. You look on the mini-map over here, my cursor, and he's going to try to come back with some Zerglings being produced, and I think he's saving the storms for the Mutalisks at the moment, and he's going to try to take down this 1 base. But if we take a look at the income, there is a huge differential, almost double the amount of minerals being mined, and almost 3-4 times the amount of gas. It was a huge income advantage for LiquidHayprO, and even though these Stalkers are able to take down quite a number of spine crawlers, I don't think that's going to affect the game terribly too much. And we do see a lot of Ultralists being produced by LiquidHayprO at the moment. I think he's going to abandon this base. He does move a couple of his drones away to the side, And with these mules, it's going to pick off some of the remaining and just freshly spawned stalkers. And these stalkers are moving out with these High Templars. And boy oh boy, when those Ultralists spawn, I think it might be it because he doesn't have too many Immortals.